slept well, very well. Listening to the rain last night down here in Richmond was just nice. Um, Before we get started, I want to just say I'm switching up the order of things. I've been talking a lot in the beginning and then we do the training. But what I want to do is I want to flip it. I want to do the training first and lead that into the talking. So, I mean, I said yesterday, you want to train enough so that I become obsolete. And I mean that. But in that sense, all the talking I do is it's nice. I imagine. I hope it's entertaining. It's somewhat useful. But more important than the talking is the practice of mindfulness. So we'll start with that. So go ahead and get yourself squared away. Find your comfortable position. Find your seat. We kind of recommend sitting up straight. Sitting up straight gives you a chance to kind of practice being that calm, alert awareness. And laying down is more of just a totally relaxation, but seated. There's something to be said about seated. Seated isn't laying down, isn't standing up either. It's alert and relaxed. You're going to hear a sequence of bells. The first bell is going to be me guiding you to paying attention to the present moment through your senses. The second bell will be me guiding you through a body scan. The third bell will be working with breath, so breathing, working with training breath, focusing on breath, etc. And then the fourth part will be kind of how we set up our intention to move into the day. 4 bells. Here comes first bell. Starting with the eyes. Take in the area that you're in with the eyes just one time. Just kind of see what everything's doing. If there's anything going on that needs attention, or if everything's slowing down, then start to close the eyes or look down. Whatever feels safer. Closing the eyes or just kind of looking down. And then just settle your focus on what your eyes are giving you informationally. If your eyes closed or your eyes cast down, even now the eyes are still giving you some moment by moment awareness of light and shadow, movement. And once you kind of let curiosity run its course with your eyes, shift to your ears. Even though your eyes are cast down or closed, your ears still give you a way to kind of explore the area that you're in and recognize what's going on where. Are there any sounds coming from anywhere? Are those sounds people sounds? Someone moving around, shifting, maybe even people talking? Or are they machine sounds? Maybe the hum of a refrigerator or a AC unit, cars. Once you've assessed the sounds around you, just kind of shift them into your mind as just background noise. No longer needing your full attention. You move closer into the body by putting your attention on touch. So the way temperature feels on your skin. As you've started into the practice, slowing down a little bit, could you kind of reach out through your skin, through your sense of touch, and notice any temperature difference between areas of your skin that are covered by clothing and areas that are open to the air? Let's get a little closer still and kind of moving, starting inside the body, inside the mouth. Taste. What does your mouth taste like? What's the quality of sensation of moisture in your mouth? Just notice your mouth. Maybe even take your tongue around your teeth. And now getting further still, kind of into the body. Let's notice smell. Notice smell, kind of, the mouth is kind of inside the mouth, but smell, we're kind of taking it into the body. Still kind of at the edges, but still kind of taking it in, getting closer, becoming more connected to the moment through the body. Just be curious. If you focus all your attention on your sense of smell over the next 2 rounds of inhale, what do you notice? What shows up? As you explore smell for a moment more, here comes second bell. The second bell, we move into the body. Get to the body. Feel the body. First, where the body's connected to what's beneath you. Is what's beneath you multi-cushioned? By that I mean, are you sitting on something and then maybe have your feet on something else? Are you kind of on top of multiple structures? And what parts of your body are connected to them? On my rear end is the Armor Down meditation cushion. On my outsides of my legs, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. So what leg is down? For me, the right leg is down, the left leg is over top. You can feel the inside arch of my right foot pushing up against my left calf. The bottom of my left foot is pushing up against my right groin. From there, move up into the pelvis. The pelvis is the base of the spine. You move from the ground to the base of the spine. And here at the pelvis, just shift around a little bit to kind of ping that region. You're essentially tracking anything going on in the body, and you're asking your body if anything's going on. It's a communication. You imagine that you're the NCOIC of your body, and you've got squads at different locations of your body, at the ground, at the pelvis, and you're just kind of pinging them for a sit rep. And what's going on down there? How's it going? Do you need anything? Is there anything I can do for you? And in those moments of communication, you establish a position that you like. It feels good. And only you can make that decision. Really learning to communicate with the body in the moment. Moving up to the core region. Core region is belly button, sides, lower back region. Now, not just the skin, right? Not just the outside, what it looks like, but what's going on inside all that? What are the muscles doing? Is there any tension there? Is there any holding there? If there's any holding there, let that go. Let any holding around the belly go. It's almost like, don't just let it out. Just let that gut out. Let it out. Let it out. Let it go. We're going to organize it in a minute. but don't hold anything. Just put all your attention right around the belly. And if anything shows up, just let it go. Come back to the moment. Come back to the focus. Maybe now there's the opportunity to notice things that you didn't notice before. Maybe the fabric of clothing moving against your skin. And now, send your awareness up. You can imagine this awareness moving up the very center of your body. Imagine your awareness moving up like a balloon, moving up the inside of your spinal column. The inside, right through the guts, moving up in and through the diaphragm, and then into the ribs and the heart space. Ultimately, resting your attention right around the heart. And if you can imagine your kind of mind's eye resting on your heart, kind of looking around, surrounded by lungs and ribs. You look up at the top of the torsos, the collarbones and the shoulder blades. If you look to the left and to the right, you see the ribs kind of columning and creating this structure that holds all this really important stuff together. Maybe there's an opportunity here that would mean moving your shoulder blades just a little bit, maybe just getting a feel for movement there. Maybe there's some shifting of the shoulders forward and back, feeling the way the collarbone gets influenced when you do that. Maybe, just maybe, and if this doesn't show up, it's totally fine, but just see, ask yourself, are things quiet enough so that I can feel my heart? Soften, soften, soften. Maybe you can feel the little movement that each beat of your heart creates throughout your whole body. Maybe you can feel it today, maybe not. Irrelevant. The fact that you're trying is the training. Trying is the training. And just being open. Just open and calm and curious. The mind, it's like catnip for the mind. Calm and curious, the mind is just like, oh, give me more. Can I feel the heart? I don't know. I'll look. Giving the mind something to do, something to be curious about, keeping it settled, tamed. Now moving into the throat region. The throat region is below your ears, but above your collarbones. Below your ears, but above your collarbone. So your jaw, a little bit of your throat region. Flatten out. Relax your tongue. It has to do with your throat. Maybe play around with where your chin is. Drop your chin, shift your chin, just get a feel for how your head and your throat interact. And then when you're ready, just take all the spit in your mouth and just swallow it down. Notice how there's sensation at some parts and then it just disappears. If you want to go a little bit closer, a little bit quieter, see if you can feel the way air has sensational quality as you breathe in and down, and as you exhale and have the breath go up. And you feel that little bit of sensation in your throat as the air is moving. Now, moving up again, getting to the head, whole head. First, just notice the back of your head. Just feel the back of your head. Maybe you can feel the hair on the back of your head. Not a whole lot going on in the back of the head. But what's it like to put your attention on the back of your head? Now move to the front, to the face. A lot going on there. Starting with the forehead. Soften the muscles of the forehead. Let the muscles of the forehead melt. Relax onto the face. Let that spread to the muscles of your eyebrows and the muscles in between your eyebrows. Just softening and easing. Any effort in the region is not needed. Soften the muscles behind the eyes. Soften the cheeks, the nose, the lips. What happens if you soften the chin? What happens if you allow the muscles of your chin to let go of any effort? Just notice your whole body, the front of your body, the back of your body, your sides. Just notice your whole body at rest. Now start to notice your breathing just as it is as we move into third bell. After taking stock of where your breath is right now, go ahead and take your first full focused inhale. Just take it in as deep as you want to and feel where it goes. What parts of your body move when you breathe in deep? What parts of your body move when you exhale? For just a couple rounds, just notice how there's a shape of your breath. As you breathe in, you reach a maximum inhale and there's a shape to it. Just visualize that shape. And then when you exhale, notice how that shape disappears, becomes smaller. Now notice how you can influence that shape with your thoughts. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine your belly as a balloon. And when you breathe in, you fill that balloon up with air and feel your body move. Try to keep it down. Keep the belly being the primary mover. Pulling the diaphragm down. Pulling the diaphragm down. Give that a shot. See if you can create movement just in the belly. Now, see if you can create movement just in the chest. Just in the chest. See if you can feel the way your chest can be the driver of your breathing. Notice how just thinking about where your breath goes can influence your breath. Let's do one more training. Let's influence the breath through time. So we're going to do what's called 4-7-8 breath. We're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold at the top of the breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. So I'll call it out for the first time, and then you'll do 2 on your own. So when you're ready, blow your air out, and then begin to breathe in for. Once you get to the top of your breath, hold for 7. Exhale for 8. So on your own, inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Last time, inhale 4. Hold 7. Exhale 8. And so what you're going to hear in a couple moments are the 4 bells to take us out of the practice and into a way of thinking about the day. Into a way of thinking about the day. So take your time bringing your attention back to the screen. If you're ready to move on with your day, by all means, move on. And I'll see you tomorrow. But if you want to sit and hang out, just take your time, listen to the bells. And if you want, participate in the conversation by leaving a comment or asking a question. If you're live, I can answer now. If you're not, I can answer later through the comments. With the 4 bells, the training comes to an end, and taking the training into the day begins. So the practice of mindfulness is wonderful. We have the opportunity to relax, to connect, to ground. But that's not why we do it. We train to bring the best versions of ourselves into our day and do so with the hope that more often than not, we will recognize the moment, notice where it's showing up for us in our bodies, deploy the training of the breath and other skills that we acquire, and be our best, most authentic self. And so this week, the focus has been on just being more strategic about thinking about joy. And so in the first day of the week, in the front half of the week, it's always kind of the arts of war. This stream is for the warrior community. So the arts of war, Tuesday and Monday. Monday is, in the realm of violence and guns, firearms. Why don't we be more strategic about joy in that space? Talked a little bit about how awesome it is to fire weapons and just to be aware of the joy that can bring out in you and how good that is. On Tuesday we talked about power and politics, and that was, we've got power. The warrior community has power, largely because we're the war dealers. I mean, we're the ones that are the war fighters. We are the warriors. And so we have power. We have power, and I talked about how I particularly have power being a white male of financial means, from financial means, and how that privilege is a responsibility. And so how can I use that privilege to bring joy to others? And so today, Wednesday, is kind of the ultimate equalizer, which is gratitude. While we are part warrior, we're also just human. We're also just regular people trying to live our best lives. And the realm of war is not a realm you want to live in. Right? You live in there for a little while, but you don't want to stay there. And what we lead into in the second half of the week, each week, are the arts of peace. And the arts of peace is where we want to spend most of our time. And so today, the idea is if joy was a plant, gratitude would be its soil. And so what that means is that gratitude is something that we can always find in any moment. And the more we find gratitude, the more open-hearted we are. And the more open-hearted we are, the more we will be able to recognize the joy and the wonder of life and acknowledge it. Actually acknowledge that that's there and to give it our fullest attention. You can just pass over joy as easily as you can pass over, just a piece of trash on the road. You notice it, whatever, And so you've got to be thinking, you got to be working on being attuned to what's going on, and especially these feelings that aren't so intertwined in the warrior kind of ethos. Warrior culture is often stoic and hard and push through and drive on. Well, I can tell you, that's not where the life is at. That's not where life is at. Life intersects with your open heart and the world. And if your heart's closed, it's hard. It's hard to keep going. And so one of the first places you can start opening your heart is through gratitude. And that kind of sets the stage for everything else. Everything else can kind of be built off of gratitude. So that's why I say, if joy was a plant, gratitude would be its soil. And so today, as you are moving through your day, see if you can be grateful for the things that you got. I mean, the simplest stuff, real simple stuff, like, grateful for gas in your car, grateful for breakfast, and just a moment, right? So just to be grateful is the same length as a breath, right? It doesn't last much longer than that. So you can literally just be eating your breakfast and just take a moment and be like, grateful for that. And maybe do an experiment, right? So here's a challenge. I challenge you today. If you can find 5 things to be grateful for, I'd be interested to know if by laying that groundwork, you experienced a little bit more joy today. Just experience a little bit more joy today. It's a thing. We talked about it on Monday. Joy is a belt-fed weapon. That Marine said. Joy is the joy is a belt-fed weapon. Like that's such a Marine thing to say, but it's true. I mean, last time you were on the firing line, I mean, just lighting it up. Man, you remember that? That was freaking joy. That's straight up enjoyment, lighting it up. Um, Next time or on Tuesday, we talk about like power, right? When's the last time you remember giving someone a bit of knowledge or teaching someone something and having them just be like, oh, I got it. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Remember how that felt? So these are feelings that you've had. So it's not like this is, we talking about King joy. Nah, don't give me that shit. This is stuff that you've had. So you just got to cultivate it more. So challenge you. Try to find five moments of gratitude today, and I bet you a little tree of joy will pop up. But yeah, we'll call it a day. If you got any comments on the shift, right? Train first, kind of chat second. I'd love to hear it. And I'd also really like to hear about, your intentions about the day. I'd really like to hear about that stuff. And other people would like to hear it too. It's really helpful to see people who kind of have gotten over gotten over their kind of vulnerability and just like dive in. Just dive in. Let's just dive in to being the better version of yourself. I mean, it's not like you're going to get it, nor is it like, oh, I've got it. I'm going to be the best version of myself all the time. No, no, it's not how it works. It's training. It's literally every day. That's it. Now, maybe on the weekends you get a break, but when training is simply paying more attention to your life, cultivating attention as a skill, cultivating how you experience your life, that's different than just like learning something. This is living more fully within your capabilities, and that's where we're at. So anyway, I like the setup. I like doing the training first. It was nice. All right, Armor Down. It's just such a pleasure. Y'all are the best. I'll talk to you tomorrow or throughout the day on social media. Later.